Hello, everybody. This is Mr. Bookie. I am going to be showing you today how to get into Canvas and give you a quick tour of Canvas so that you can kind of understand how I use it and set it up. So this will be relatively quick, but I wanted to make sure you guys understood everything about it. So first of all, when you navigate to Canvas on your Chromebooks, when you log in, there's going to be a folder that's right about here. I don't have it because this is a teacher desktop, but when you click on that folder, a dashboard should show up showing PowerSchool, Canvas, and that kind of stuff. And you should be able to click on the Canvas link. And when you do, it will load up and it will look like this. Now, yours will obviously have all of your classes. These are my classes, and you can see I've got a couple of my classrooms in here. A couple of fun things about this desktop is you can actually rearrange the tiles so you can move them around however you would like to put them in order. I would recommend putting your 6 classes at the top and then everything else at the bottom and put them in order. Another nice feature is if you click on the 3 dots, you can actually give it a nickname. So this one's called J Marching Band for me, but I want it to be called First Hour High School Marching Band. So I gave it a nickname that helps me to know exactly when and where it's placed. And then finally, you can choose a color that will work for that as well. And then once you do that, you click the apply button, and then sure enough, my background's just got a hue of green, and then there's my label. So you can do that with each one. So this dashboard is really nice. It actually has your inbox for messages that have come through for emails, as well as your calendar and your studio setup, which we can talk about more in depth later if you need it. But we'll do that in a separate video. So you'll always see on the right-hand side coming up. So if you have teachers that have posted anything that is calendar related, it will be listed here, any assignments or anything. And then sometimes there'll be even more information below, such as past due and that kind of stuff. So this is a really nice spot if you have teachers who are posting homework and stuff where you can see what's going on overall with all of your classes. All right, so we're going to dive into the Intro to Theater class, and I'm going to just show you using this classroom some of the basics about Canvas. So the home page, I'm going to go into student view here, so it looks just like yours. So in the home page, you will always see a splash screen here at the top that will say the name of the class, as well as up here, a little image. And then the next thing you'll see as you scroll down is you'll see that this is the agenda. Now, in this theater class, both third and fifth hour are the same 2 classes. So we would use, you would choose your appropriate agenda. If it's a class that only I teach one section of, then there will only be one agenda, and that'll be the master agenda for that group. So third hour theater would look at this one so that they see their time frame, and fifth hour would look at this agenda. As we scroll down below, this has teacher contact information, my email address, here's my school phone and contact for you or your parents, and then my office hours if someone needs to get a hold of me. And then any classroom links would be listed below. So in this class, we will occasionally use Pear Deck. We use YouTube for certain things. So those links are there. If this is the theater class, these are specific to your hour. So that is what the classroom looks like on the main page. I'll have to get rid of these. I don't know why these are appearing, but this collaboration, Lucid, Whiteboard, and Tech, I think they updated and those are there. Usually the student page only shows these 3, home, modules, and grades. So hopefully yours will just show these 3. If they show these 3, don't worry about them. They're not part of our curriculum. You will use these ones here. So as you can see, here's the to-do list. It's got dates and information. Some of this will change as I change the calendar, but it gives you kind of a ballpark of what's going on in your class. So that's the home page. Now, the modules page is the one that I want to talk about in specific. I'm actually going to post a separate video for grades because I've already made one for that. So you'll be able to check that out. But I want to show you modules and how you navigate modules because this is where I do all of my classroom management and arrangement with you guys. So if you click on modules, it will load up. And as you can see at the top, there will be any scripts that you're in use. The first script you guys are going to do is called the game. So, and you can shrink that box, which is really nice when you get lots of stuff in there. And then you will notice that session 1 was your class, would have been the first class that you did. Session 2, so each day is a session. So you can see the date is listed, and then it shows a slideshow, and then there's an assignment. The teacher will always guide you through this, and what you'll do, but this is nice reference for your slideshow. If you're ever absent, there may be things listed in here, activities to do that you can check out, and then you can take care of those at home on your own. But this is where the assignments will be, and usually that's guided by the teacher. But it's nice because you can take a look and actually see what's coming up in your class and what you're going to be doing. That is basically it for modules, and they will continue to stack. Now you can notice that session 1 is on the bottom, session 2 is on the top, session 3 will be next, and 4, and so on. So always your most recent session or day will be listed at the top of the page. And I do that so that it's easy for you guys to find. So that is the main page here. You can notice at the bottom here, there's also a teaching schedule. Right now, the teaching schedule is inactive, but it will be, and then that'll show your schedule for the day if you ever need that just in general. So there is how we use modules. So those are the big things that I want you to make sure you know in here. With your home page, how you can see your agenda for the day, and then in modules, seeing what you have activities in the classroom for the day. And then with grades, as I said, there will be a detailed one explanation of this. But in grades, you can see it has these. And when you actually do an assignment, there'll be a score that posts up in here. And that will be your grade. So once that's in, see, it says your grade up here at the top. But it says that's not the actual score because we actually plugged that in. But I will have more details about grades in the next video. All right, that is everything that you guys need to know about Canvas. Thank you for your time, and I will see you soon.